J-Knight, Batrep.
So welcome back to this Dark Potential Battle Report. Start off with my turn as always. So I start by replenishing my command points. You get half of your initial amount per turn, rounded down. So I start by activating my forward observer, so I can hopefully mark that squad, sorry, the commander, so I can light him up and hopefully do some damage. I need a 9 to hit, and I do hit. So then I shoot my commander at his commander to do some damage. Need a 10 to hit, which is a great number. Of course, I roll less than that, so it hits. Need 4 less to wound, and I wound. And I roll a 6, so I do 3 wounds to him, so there's 2 left on him. And he rolls a command check and passes. I next move up my small squad of initiates to go near that objective to see how much it's worth. And they also shoot at the commander. And I fail, so I use a command point from them to re-roll those dice. And I pass. I need a 4 less to wound. And I roll 2 less, so I end up killing the commander. So now he's dead, and that's great. And because he died, they now have to take a command check. And they fail, because they need a 5 or less. So they're going to be falling back. I then try to regroup with my Redeemer. I need to pass my morale check of 7. And I fail once again with an 8. So he continues to fall back. I then try to see if I can get a lucky shot off on that squad that I can see. It's -4 to hit, so it's probably going to deviate. I need to roll 6 or less, and I fail. So I'm allowed to deviate. So it deviates 6 inches in the direction of 4. So it ends up only hitting, it doesn't hit any of them. Next, I activate my other forward observer. And he's going to mark the other squad of initiates near the objective. I need an 8 or less to hit, and I do, so that'll be marked. I then decide to fire my special Redeemer attack, because it doesn't need line of sight if you can mark them. And I center it over the front 2. I need a 6 to hit, and I fail to hit, so once again it will deviate. So then it deviates 4 inches in the direction of 1. So then I use a command point just to decrease the deviation by a little bit, so it still ends up hitting 2 of them. I need 5s or less to wound them. And I rolled 2 1s, so it wounds both of them and kills the front 2 of the squad. And also forces them to do a morale check, and they fail once again, so they will be falling back as well. I activated the next squad of initiates, and I wanted them to shoot down at the other squad, his squad of initiates. Figured couldn't hurt. Roll a 5, so that gets 3 hits on them, and I use a command point to drop that down to a 4. So that way I get 3 full hits of strength against them. I need 4s or less, and I rolled 2 4s or less, so it kills 2 more initiates. So I'm really taking out those initiates. Now it's time for Adam's turn to strike back at me. So he replenishes his command points on his guys, starting with the forward observer. He then activates the forward observer to mark my squad of initiates that's on top of the building. Needs a 5 or less to hit. So he decided to move him up first, so I would actually increase it to 6. And rolls a perfect 6, so it's a good thing he decided to move instead of just doing that. He then fires his Redeemer rocket at them, centers it over the center guy, and rolls a 6, needing a 5 to hit. So he uses a command point to bring it down to a 5 for a direct hit, and he gets all 3 of them in the blast. He needs 3s or less to wound them because they're in cover, and ends up killing 2 of my 3 initiates, forcing once again a morale check. I need a 3 or less to pass, and I fail by rolling a 6, so he will be falling back again next turn. He then shoots his other Redeemer at them and fails to hit. He tries to regroup with the other squad of initiates, and they pass. So they'll be able to regroup and fire as normal, and they'll get a command point once again next turn. They decide then to shoot at the commander, hopefully to remove my commander and remove a lot of command points. They need 6s to hit and roll a 3. So they actually get 3 full strength shots at my commander and need 2s or less, and rolls 2 2s. So that's great. And he kills my commanders. Now I've lost my commander, he's lost his commander. Because he died, my forward observer has taken a morale check, but passes, so he won't be falling back this turn. So then he fires his other Redeemer at that squad, needs an 8 or less to hit, and hits, and rolls, and needs 5s or less to wound, and rolls 3 dice of 5 or less, so he kills 3 more of those initiates. So basically right now the bodies are really hitting the floor, and a lot of people are dying. And I fail my morale check, so he'll be falling back. So after turn 3, there is not much left on the table. As you can see, 1 Redeemer there, 1 Redeemer here. A lot of objectives. There's that 1 squad there. My forward observer is here. My 1 initiate is there. Redeemer's there. Forward observer right there. So there's not a lot left on the board. It's going to be really crazy. Maybe people will grab the objectives, maybe not. And we'll see what happens in the next turn. So thank you very much for watching this part. And when you're ready, click on the link below to go to part 4 of this Dark Potential Battle Report. Also, please like the video, comment in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't done so.